Welcome back to the End Zone. Today I'm going to be doing my college football playoff predictions. This is like for week 3. I'm saying number 1 I have Alabama. I feel like most people would have Alabama. Nobody's really given a reason to show why they'd be ranked over Alabama, but I'm not saying Alabama's going to win it all at this point. I don't think we've seen enough from any of the teams to say that. Now, I'm ranking Bama number 1 because it's just obvious that they have more depth at every position than everybody in the defense. Between them and Clemson, I'm saying they have the top defenses right now from what we've seen. But Bama number 1 for sure. That's where they started the season for me, and that's where they're still at through week 3. I just have highlights from, this is their week 2 game versus Fresno State, but for all the teams I just have random highlights from their game. But overall, I think Bama has the best defense. The offense isn't the best, but they're one of the top offenses. Second, I have Oklahoma. I think between them and Oklahoma State, those are the best 2 offenses. It's a toss-up for who has the best. I feel like you could make a case for both. The defense is they played well against Ohio State. But then again, Ohio State's kind of been overrated this year. They've kind of struggled, but overall the defense has been doing relatively well. The offense is just powerful. The first half versus Ohio State, they didn't look that good, but second half, as you see a lot. Baker Mayfield is also in the lead for the Heisman, in my particular opinion. At third, I have Clemson. I think Clemson, the offense is kind of, the offensive line isn't very strong. It's a weak point, and they don't give Kelly Bryant enough time at all. But overall, they played well. The defense, I think, is the most athletic defense, the fastest at all in the country. Even over Alabama, I think Alabama's defense is more powerful, but this defense, I believe, is faster. In this game versus Auburn, they had 11 sacks in total. So it's not like Auburn's a scrub team either. Auburn is a top 25 team. They're going to be competing for the SEC. So, I mean, if they're able to keep getting the ball back, I think that offensive line is going to figure itself out by the time playoffs come around, that they're going to be a real contender again this year to go back-to-back. Kelly Bryant has also been playing really well for his first year starting, so he's been a good replacement for Deshaun Watson, I feel like. If you just watch this game, though, you just see that Clemson defense was all over whoever had the ball. They played really well. You have to give credit to them. But because of the inconsistency on offense, I had to rank Oklahoma over them, because Oklahoma can score, and they have time. At times, it just looks like they can't score, but that defense is really pulling my holes. Number 4, I have USC. Now, USC and Penn State could both be put at 4. I have Penn State at 5. For me, they're interchangeable. But neither one of them has shown over another that they should be ahead. So, this USC just played really well on the offense. The defenses look weak at times. So, they had that nice overtime win versus Texas. Sam Darnold has played well, too. He's one of the top Heisman candidates this year, so it'll be interesting to see how their season plays out, because they did beat Stanford as well, but the Pac-12, they could still get knocked off. I feel like they're not vulnerable, or they are vulnerable to upsets. It'll be interesting to see how they play. But this win versus Texas in overtime. This overtime win versus Texas is very impressive. So
that ball was delivered effortlessly by Sam Darnold. I mean, Darnold made this type of throw at the end of the Rose Bowl to beat Penn State. Schmidt the holder, good snap. Kick is on the way. This looks good. Hanging in the right upright. He's got it. And the Trojans have won it in the second overtime on a 43-yard field goal by Chase McGrath. The celebration is on.
and again, like I said, I have Penn State ranked 5th. Now, I think Penn State, Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the nation, I believe. I don't think any other running back has shown more ability than he has. So he is also a top-ranked Heisman quarterback, as well as Trace McSorley. He's played really well. The defense has also continued to play well. So, and again, I think they're pretty equal with USC. USC beat them last year in the Rose Bowl, so that kind of plays into why they're ranked under them. But all the teams here are undefeated as well that I believe will be in contention for the playoffs, but that will change in a few weeks probably, just based on scheduling and stuff. But all these teams, I believe, will be the top teams when it comes down to it at the end of the year. Saquon Barkley, I feel like, is just one of those players that's going to carry Penn State. And he's just the most important player to them, and they need to keep him healthy. If he's healthy, they'll be in contention this year. I mean, just look at him run over people. Like, when you have a running back like that, it makes it a lot easier for your passing game as well, play action. At number 6, I have Oklahoma State. And like I said earlier, between them and Oklahoma, I feel like have the best offenses. If I had to definitely pick one, I think it would be Oklahoma State, just best offense in the nation, because at times Oklahoma's run game lacks, and they're not always explosive in the passing game, and that was evident in the first half versus Ohio State. So, but Oklahoma State has just shown time and time again that Mason Rudolph, and no matter who's he's throwing it to, I mean, they're going to score and they're going to put up points. So, and in this game versus Pittsburgh, he had like 427 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in the first half. Not a game, first half. So I just think there's very few teams that are going to be able to stop this offense, because they're running it really well too. It's not like they're one-dimensional and only can throw. So it'll be interesting to see where they end up. And it's in the Big 12. It's going to really come down to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. At number 7, I have Washington. I put Washington here because, one, they just showed that the offense is not, they're not missing anything. John Ross leaving has not affected them. And Dante Pettis and Myles Gaskin have really just been great complements to Jake Browning in the offense, as well as the defense has played pretty well too. And they're pretty dominant on special teams with Dante Pettis returning kicks. Here is his punt return, which tied the NCAA record for most punt returns in a career, which is 8. And he still has the rest of the season to go, so I believe he will break it by the end of the season. Washington doesn't seem like they've they're missing any beats from last year. I mean, they're picking up right where they left off. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes down in the Pac-12. I believe Pac-12 championship will be them and USC. At 8, I have Michigan. Now, Michigan would be ranked higher because they have one of the best defenses in the nation, like top 5. But the offense is where they lack, and that was very evident in their game versus Florida. So if Jim Harbaugh can fix that offense, they can make the playoffs. Because this defense, very few people can compete with that defense. So at times their offense looks explosive, and then others it just doesn't. So that is my top 8 and college football playoff prediction. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.